but the sounds of boots and cracking ribs.
Yo. What to do, folks, and welcome to another Kelvi Reacts. But this time, this is not just any sort of Kelvi Reacts. It's going to be the Christmas special now. By the time this is probably uploaded, it's probably going to be Christmas. And yes, I know I got the Pop Smoke voice right now. I did a 24-hour live stream the day before, but hey, we ain't gonna worry about that. You know, I got my coffee right here. I'm stuttering, you know, but it's chill. But I actually didn't know what sort of special I want to do this year for Christmas, because I don't think I did it last year. But I was like, hey, you know what? Let's actually like react to some sort of Christmas stuff. And it's actually not just going to be any sort of Christmas stuff. It's going to be true Christmas horror stories animated. And I'm also gonna link the full video in the description below, so you want to check this out yourself. You can do that. But I think it's gonna be a good one. This also reminds me a lot of Llama Arch a bit. I think this might really be heat though. But hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good Christmas. And even if you don't celebrate, I hope you have a good day too, right? Anyway, enough with this Pop Smoke shit. Let's begin.
Around a year ago,
that's loud. Bro, my voice is actually so fucked.
my husband and I, the 8-year-old Volkswagen we had been driving was bound to be neglected.
Okay.
The arrival of the new wheels. So I decided to sell it before it gathered dust. Christmas was also coming up, and my finances were completely drained.
That's never good.
Logical thing to do. After posting it on a couple of advertisement websites,
George,
marketplace,
who is that? Oh, she's challenging George. I was
I
like, who?
quickly attracted 2 interested buyers. I arranged to meet the first one at a nearby park.
Okay.
It was an elderly gentleman, urgently looking to buy a car.
Don't damn well he looks like.
Daughter.
I think gentleman is the right word for this fella.
Still, I felt bad for the guy, seeing as he wanted a gift for his kid. So I promised to let him have it, should my second viewing fall through.
Okay.
He left in low spirits while I messaged the other potential buyer on Facebook Marketplace and scheduled the viewing.
But don't feel bad though, like you need that bag.
And while I'm fully aware of how dangerous it can be to meet up with strangers from the internet,
Yeah, what would you do with your husband?
I assumed it would be all right because it was broad daylight.
I mean, like you got a husband, like that's all I'm saying.
The second interested buyer instantly agreed to meet me at the same park within a few minutes.
Okay.
So I waited around until a Range Rover with blacked out windows pulled up.
Blacked out?
A tall guy
What the?
exited the vehicle in a brash manner and told me that he was the one I'd been talking to.
Like, what sort of slender man is this dog? Like, first of all, if I'm at the same spot, like, how would he know I was here though? Like, how would he know? And only a few minutes afterwards, by the way. Like, this ain't some fucking, like, another day or two. This is few minutes.
On the marketplace.
It looks shady, bro.
Even though I had
Shout out Shady.
communicated with a female profile through Messenger.
What? Though I had communicated with a female profile.
For some reason, I decided to ignore this immediate red flag and carried on showing him the car. The encounter felt a bit off. The pit in my stomach only grew when I noticed more people following the guy out of the vehicle.
Yeah, hey. Like, this is what I said, be with your husband. Hey, if you actually feel paranoid, like, don't be afraid to actually call your husband. Like, you guys are literally like married, but even then, like, even if you're a girlfriend or boyfriend, call that dude and be like, hey, could you please help me with this shit? Like, I feel fucking nervous. And bro, imagine knowing this shit. Like, this is your girl and she's about to get fucking jumped by 5 dudes and robbed, probably stabbed too.
There was no reason for 3 other men to accompany their friend viewing an old secondhand car. Yet I played it off and proceeded to list the Volkswagen's history and faults.
Okay.
Before long, the 4 of them began circling my car, with the first guy beginning to insist.
I'm not gonna lie, when they start circling shit, like, that's when you know you low-key fucked, bro. Like, when they start circling shit, that's when you know you low-key fucked, bro. Like, hey.
On a test drive.
Test drive?
Perhaps I had been stupidly dismissive to that moment, but this made it clear enough that there were hidden motives to this viewing.
Yeah, who the fuck was up with...
I wasn't about to enter the car with a brazen stranger. He persisted relentlessly, making me feel increasingly uncomfortable.
Or just say no at this point.
I just told him to have a spin around the block, and the rest of us waited. He found my suggestion amusing and blatantly taunted me.
Bro, y'all know like
what I would do if he just didn't return the car.
Okay.
To which I simply responded that the insurance would probably cover it.
Exactly. Like what?
I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't consider that it put me at great risk.
Yo, okay, even if he puts a spinner on the block, like you got 3 fucking mischievous ass dudes.
I didn't do nothing to you.
Staring you down, like, bro.
Having him leave the car while I was stranded with his friends. Nonetheless, he climbed into the driver's seat and sped off to test it, while the shady trio just hovered near me and spoke among themselves.
What the fuck?
The worst scenarios played out in my mind. I was questioning whether the car was worth arguing over, or even losing my life for.
Damn, she actually fucking broke down crying, bro.
Slammed the car door shut and offered me the same amount that the previous buyer had proposed. Trying to make his deal sound enticing, he encouraged me to get in the car with him so we could go collect the payment in cash. When he sensed my hesitance, he applied pressure by offering me way more than the actual value of the Volkswagen.
Okay.
If I went with him immediately. Luckily, my husband called me that very second.
Yeah.
And with attention briefly diverted, I quickly told them that I had a better offer, picked up the call, and jumped behind the wheel.
Oh my God.
I didn't delay in locking the doors and driving off, leaving them only with a quick wave.
Nah, cause this is actually fucked up, bro. Imagine the fucking clutch your husband must like do to you, like call like I don't know, like yo, like how's it going? And like you're in the middle of getting fucking probably robbed by some fucking mischievous ass group.
That was the deal.
The mischievous isn't even the fucking right word.
And they promptly sorted out the paperwork.
Hey, let's go.
Soon
lock in, lock in. Hey, like I said, like I've been saying now recently, we got lock in, boys. We got lock in. The grind is real.
The change of ownership was made, and we had accumulated some money to celebrate Christmas with.
Okay, that's good. Easy.
Everything seemed fine.
Yeah, seemed.
Until I spotted the same Range Rover later that night.
Like white?
The vehicle was parked right across the street from our house.
See, I wouldn't.
And I instantly informed my husband.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, tell him.
As we peeked through the window, my phone began going off. The strange man was calling me.
How the
and asking if I had reconsidered his offer.
Say no.
And I remained calm and politely told him that the car was already sold.
Yeah.
He hung up with no protest, and 30 minutes later, the Range Rover drove off.
I don't know,
a little paranoid, bro. I considered
like, I don't know, like people just in general like hang up like without even saying like bye or like oh okay, like just weird vibes. Like even if it's just anyone.
I just kept an eye on the street for the rest of the night. The same car returned 3 times.
3?
Coming to a standstill in front of our house.
Bro.
Before slowly driving off again. It was creepy as hell.
Bro, what fucking taunting shit is this?
And eventually, all the plans we were busy with for the holidays distracted me from the matter. 4 days later, on a Friday night, I went out to get
Has all of it been Christmas then?
Things for Christmas Eve.
Oh.
My husband was working late and it was after dark, but my neighborhood had always been very safe.
Okay.
And I felt more comfortable walking alone. It was a peaceful stroll. Until I reached the end of the cul-de-sac.
I swear to God, these trees look like they're drooping with cum, bro. I had to say that shit, bro. Like, I know ample amount of people call me sus, gay, all that, bro. I just had to, bro. Like, I just had.
My body immediately went rigid when I realized that the Range Rover was coming down the street.
Bro, what the, like, imagine doing this shit. Like, why are they driving by the same neighborhood like 4 days in a row? Like,
by
fuck.
Instinct, I ducked down into some bushes.
Hide from the fuck.
I was wearing full black that night, and I think that might have helped me camouflage me in the shadows.
Good shit.
I watched them proceed to pull up to my house, and all 4 men jumped out.
What the
One of them was dressed as Santa Claus, and the others had elf costumes on.
Like, who does this shit, bro?
Right. They boldly walked up to the front door and knocked. The
like,
sound
who do you...
reverberated through my ears.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if I see one Santa Claus and 3 elves that look like them, like, I'm not opening the door. I'm not.
From a distance.
I didn't think I would open the door to like anyone that day,
They
like on
resorted
Christmas.
to kicking
What
in
the
my door and breaking an entry.
It's a weak ass door.
My hands were shaking so bad that I had trouble unlocking my phone.
Oh my god.
Once I finally managed to reach the cops on the line, I begged them to come quick while I helplessly watched the men exit my home with heavy duffel bags.
Hey, lock in.
After the police arrived, they escorted me back, and we found the house completely ransacked.
Yeah, this is actual proof,
Most of my
though.
valuables were either stolen or destroyed. It was the worst Christmas I'd ever had.
This is actually so
I'm still
fucked,
shaken
bro.
up by the thought of what could have happened had I been home. That was the last time I'll sell anything online again.
There was actually no good fucking ending, bro. I thought there would be actually like some sort of good ending, bro. Nah, I feel fucking bad for her, bro. I feel like she really could have fucking like got stabbed or some shit, like on some real shit. You know, could have thrown them hands. I don't know, bro. Like anything could happen. But by that day, she went out to buy those groceries or whatever. Lucky her, bro, because fuck, like I was expecting a good ending, but it broke down,
One
fucking
year,
crying. You know, like. Definitely traumatized. Like, see, like that happened like Christmas Eve too, right? And I think like for every Christmas Eve that happened for like the next 10 years, I think of that shit, bro. Paranoid as fuck.
Before Christmas, prior to the amazing development of online shopping,
Okay.
I unfortunately had to brave the busy stores with my husband and 2 kids.
Lock in.
I absolutely did not want to go out. Seeing as we
she
had
looks fucking
recently moved
tired.
into a new apartment, and there was a lot of unpacking to do before we could even call it home and properly celebrate Christmas.
And then unpack them.
Not only that,
Lazy
but
ass
I always
family.
hated going in any store during the rush of the festive season.
Yeah, that's why you go fucking
However,
like days before
at that
or
point,
weeks.
we were eating bland ketchup sandwiches.
What the
and I
f-
couldn't put off getting groceries.
Damn,
When we
you
arri-
really a lazy ass mom. What the fuck?
What more do you want from me?
Sandwiches, bro. Hey, listen, I'm not even trying to discriminate people because you know not everyone can buy the same amount of food. You know, some people may need to eat this and that because you know because of the economy at home. But she's just being lazy though. Like sandwich and tomato ketchup. What?
So we decided to get all that we needed for at least the next 2 weeks to avoid the influx of last-minute shoppers.
Okay.
What was meant to be a speedy supply run quickly turned into an unsettling encounter that I won't soon forget.
What?
I was in the pharmacy
Oh.
when my husband rushed off to find a quiet spot to take an important business call.
Yeah,
The
businessman.
kids were fussing as usual.
Hey, if you're a businessman, bro, tell me. Y'all ain't poor. Like, stop eating fucking sandwiches with ketchup.
Though I had gotten so used to ignoring their antics that it only drew my attention after they abruptly stopped and sat silently. My son was 5 at the time and
I thought that guy was at least like 15, bro.
smiling in amusement at something behind me
What the fuck?
while my
This better not be a fucking Santa clown. Santa clown.
daughter of just over a year blabbered in fragments. When she muttered the word creepy, it immediately alerted
Nah, imagine having a daughter that's like 1 inch old be like creepy. Like that you know you're fucked. The look on her face, she knows he's fucked.
me.
Right
I
on,
turned
right
around
back.
to face a middle-aged man
Didn't someone just have a fucking Santa hat?
about 20 feet from us,
Fat ass dude.
blankly
Discord ass mod dude.
She was a blue-eyed, dimple-cheeked toddler with pale blonde curls back then,
Okay.
and her appearance always prompted compliments. It wasn't uncommon for people to gush over how cute she was and comment on her features,
Sure.
but this instance fell off.
What, is this guy
straight
fucking
away.
Predator?
Feeling extremely uneasy, I rushed out of the aisle to continue my shopping in another department. I texted my husband,
What, leaving your
telling him where
kids?
to find me, and he arrived in no time, sensing that something wasn't right.
Hey, bro, finally some actual like W fucking boyfriends and husbands, bro. She was basically like, yo, lock in, this shit ain't safe. He's like, hey, I'm on my way immediately, bro. He's like, on my way. There's no, what's wrong? He's like, hey, I got you.
I never bothered him during work calls.
Exactly. See, he knows because she never bought him during work calls. He's like, hey, I'm here now. This shit better be fucking important. Like, yo.
Not wanting to...
See, I like this shit, bro. I know this is like maybe small stuff to the fucking story itself, but I love that shit because always some stupid shit like, oh, it's fine. You're probably still a little tired. Like, shut the fuck.
Make a big deal of what happened. I casually mentioned to my husband that a weird guy was looking at us in a strange way.
I'm not gonna lie, if my wife tells me that shit, best believe I'm gonna be near it, and if I see that fat fucking friend of me again, I'll be like, what the fuck are you looking at? These big ass pecs that better be in her fucking face in a second? Exactly.
I had been caught off guard and didn't even get a good look at him in my attempt to dash away.
Not my problem.
The only description I could give was that he was short and chubby. And refused to leave my side after that, and we proceeded to the refrigerated section of the...
See, even refuse to leave her, so like, this W-ass husband, bro, fuck. Like, some of y'all actually be cowardice, bro. Like, I say some of y'all, like, there's even husbands watching this shit. Hey, if there's any married couple watching this shit, hey, shout out to you guys, locked in.
The store. This was the most crowded area, and people were shoving us from every direction.
Imagine getting shoved like this.
I was fighting my way to some frozen turkeys when my toddler piped up and exclaimed, "Santa." As my gaze followed the direction in which she pointed, I spotted the same guy at the end of the aisle, wearing the head of a Santa Claus costume. He was directly facing us and slowly waving.
Yo, bro, I'd be like, fuck you. I'll be like, fuck you, bro. I'm gonna like, fuck you. Just fuck you.
The situation was already very disturbing, but what added to it was the style of his Santa head. It was a silicone vintage mask with a braided beard made of faded brown string, and the eyes of the costume were hollowed out.
Yeah, hollowed as eyes.
Appeared as two dark black eyes.
No night.
Without thinking, I began speed walking, leaving my husband behind and practically running to the storefront.
And why would you leave your family?
Now, I think my protective mama bear instincts kicked in.
Say, what the fuck?
And I just wanted to get my kids out of that creep's line of sight.
You didn't just say you left your husband and kids.
Lane and started shoving all the groceries onto the checkout line.
Jeez.
The clerk even noticed my hysteria and questioned me about it. While I explained the situation to her, my husband came to my side and asked me where the guy was. I could tell.
Hey, he's like, yo, where the fuck is this guy? He's like, hey, I don't give a fuck anymore. Where's this bum ass dude? No way you gonna fucking go in and scare my family, you bitch ass bitch. He pissed, bro. Oh yeah, love this shit, bro. The masculine ass energy.
Pissed off.
Yeah, he was getting pissed.
To create a massive scene.
I was like, hey, where the fuck is this bum?
Which only made me want to leave the store more desperately. We managed to get our things checked out relatively fast.
Nice.
And my nerves
Lock
were
in.
easing up.
Lock in.
We made our way to the exit. That was until we saw the same man once again.
Yo, unless he has a gun, I'm sorry, but I'm losing. I'm losing.
Standing near the entrance, as though he was waiting for something. I stopped and informed my husband, who then approached a manager with the issue. A different cashier directed us to another exit, as the manager intended to confront the creepy
Damn, they got the fucking managers in this too. They're like, hey, like the world actually went around this busy ass fucking store, bro. It was like, hey, let me talk to this bum ass, freak ass dude.
Once outside, we loaded the car with groceries in no time, and I buckled in my kids with trembling hands, all while the man stood in the doorway of the store.
Like, what is this goofy ass pose, bro?
Having an intimidating stare down with my husband from a
with his hey, come on, hey, lock in. I don't know her name, but lock in.
The parking lot.
Let's lock in.
We hightailed it out of there.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, if some bro, like I'm telling you, bro, if some bum ass dude is staring down my face, I'm gonna stare at him like this. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do then? Like, what? If he pulls up this shit, I'm gonna be like, hey, never mind though.
Straight home. I thought that was the end of that. A mere chance encounter with an unstable individual. Yet, things took a sinister turn about a week later. As I unpacked the last of our things, I opened one box in particular and found something that pushed my heart to my throat.
Let's lock in.
It was the very same vintage Santa Claus mask that the guy in the store wore, tucked away in a box full of kitchen utensils. The hollowed-out eyes looked back at me, and all I could wonder was how many of these identical masks could possibly exist. Nothing felt the same
Wait.
after that discovery.
Bro, I thought he was like fucking... I thought he knew they lived and shit, bro.
Even though I could never solve how the costume head ended up in a box that I packed. Later, I learned that a hospital nearby also had an outpatient facility that housed the mentally ill, recovering addicts, and all variety of people trying to reintegrate into society.
Was he there?
Needless to say, we didn't live in that apartment for much longer past Christmas. We made sure to do extensive research on the new area we moved to.
Good fucking family, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that story wasn't like as bad as the first one because they literally got fucking robbed and that girl could literally die by those fucking group of men. But I feel like the story, like, it was still creepy, especially from like her perspective, you know, being alone with her kids. Like, that guy probably could like fucking kidnap her kids or some shit, bro. Like, it's actually fucked out here because you don't really know what random people are gonna do, bro. Like, so I understand their fear, but I'm glad they teed the fuck up, bro. Like, that husband was like, hey, I'm gonna be at your side right fucking now and nothing's gonna fucking happen. Like, they made that fucking stare down and shit too. I'm not gonna, if that guy pulled up to my house, bro, I'm not even talking to him, bro. I'm just gonna, you know, like the fucking, you know,
I live in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere.
Bro, it's just the way he's it's just the intro for that shit, bro. Like,
we moved to.
What? Listen.
I live in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere.
Butt-fuck nowhere? I thought that was a fucking state for a second. Chill, bro.
Seriously, it's a literal ghost town. Ghost towns are pretty common in Texas. They're towns that were once booming because of the oil in the area. But once that oil dries up, people have no reason to stay. So they move out. The buildings are left to rot. That's what my town is like, empty and rotting. There's only a handful of families left, including mine. My dad owns a roadside bar and grill.
Okay.
The customers are mostly truckers passing through, looking for a place to shower, eat, and take a nap before continuing on their way. But once a month, my dad hosts a biker night.
Hey.
Growing up, it was my favorite night of the month. All these scary-looking dudes riding up on their Harleys. They couldn't have been nicer. I learned a lot about friendship and honor from these guys.
Damn, look at this wholesome ass backstory though. Like, he's not actually like making something of this like dead ass town, bro. Like, as a bar that hosts this event and shit.
In December 2003, my dad
crazy. I wasn't even born yet.
Hosted the monthly biker night with the theme Santa's
I'm not 40.
The bikers, dressed in their own interpretation of Santa Claus, rode in with motorcycles adorned with twinkling lights and jingling bells.
Like, look at this fun ass event.
Time and the little darling of the event. The bikers loved showering me with Christmas gifts.
Damn, like, look at him getting gifts and shit too.
Who I called Uncle Teddy, the most massive Santa biker of them all, would present me with candy canes and Christmas-themed toys.
This better not go.
To anyone else, he would have looked terrifying.
Oh.
He was easily
like,
6'5", built like a house, and covered in tattoos.
Oh, oh yeah, Chad. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, 6'5" jacks with tattoos. That may be a fight I might lose.
But I adored him. The biker Christmas party went on into the early hours of the morning. But only being 6 years old, I started to fall asleep around 9 p.m.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like,
as my eyes grew heavy, and my dad set me up in a cozy corner of the restaurant with a big armchair and blankets.
Damn.
Uncle Teddy and my dad would take turns every 20 to 30 minutes or so to check on me.
That's good. Like, look at them actually caring.
Dreaming of Father Christmas and their reindeer. When I felt a hand on my shoulder. Slowly and sleepily, I woke up from my dream to see a man I'd never seen before. He wasn't dressed in biker gear.
Yo, okay, I'm not gonna lie, okay. So, this is where, like, responsibility is a very important thing, right? They should at least leave some sort of adult to stay with this kid. He's like 6 years old. He ain't like fucking a young teen. This is low-key a bad idea. Now what I think about it, was a low-key a bad idea. Maybe someone should have spent 20 minutes there, then they switch, you know, instead of checking on him.
But he was wearing one of those bad Christmas sweaters.
Bad?
So I assumed
it's all right.
He was one of the guests at the party. He smiled and told me his name was Sean.
Okay.
He explained that my dad had asked him to take me home.
That's a lie.
I was so tired I could barely stand. So Sean scooped me up in his arms.
What the f?
I remember telling him that I needed my presents, but he said that my dad would bring them home for me later.
No, this is actually
As we
crazy
walked out of the
fucking
back of
bait.
the building, Sean told me stories of what I'd missed at the party. He knew my dad's name, Uncle Teddy, and the other people too.
Nah, who the
So I
fuck?
didn't think it was weird that I hadn't met him before.
Yo, nah, like, I'm not going for seeing my father being like, oh, he's the one that's actually going to pick you up, okay? Like, I don't trust this shit, bro. Like, what the? I would have bit that man right in his fucking neck so he starts bleeding. Then I make a run for it and scream, Dad, dope. There's a pedo in
I
here.
just assumed he was a biker that I didn't meet. It wasn't until we got into his car that I started to feel weird.
Yeah.
Why didn't Sean have a motorbike like everyone else?
See, even the fucking sister was like, hold up, let me fucking tee up for a second. Why the fuck does this guy not have a motorbike? And where the fuck is my... like, bro.
He opened the back door of the car and sat me down.
Okay, so obviously this guy's still alive.
You know how in senior citizen
sometimes-
homes, they often have plastic wrapped couches or chairs? That's what the backseat of his car was like.
Why do they have
Totally
plastic?
covered in plastic.
Well,
When I
for
think
what?
back now, I realize how easy it would be to clean a seat covered in plastic. No trace of anything left behind.
Oh.
Sean climbed into the front seat and turned on the radio.
Bro, run.
As he pulled out of the parking lot, I spotted Uncle Teddy and waved through the window.
Oh! Wait, what the f... Nah. No, imagine being like... Okay, imagine being Uncle Teddy being like, oh, he's there. And then you're like, wait a fucking minute. Why the fuck is that guy in a blacked out car?
I'm thankful every day that...
Oh, hey, wait, since they put on that scene right now, we know what would happen next.
He saw me. Just thinking
Yeah,
of
he
what
teed
could have
up.
happened to
He
me
teed up.
had he not spotted
He
me
teed up.
makes me sick to my stomach.
He teed up. Watch him tee up.
Teddy wasted no time in
Yup.
taking
It was like,
action,
hey,
realizing
stop there.
that this strange guy was trying to kidnap me.
look at this weird ass predator. Whack ass cut. Vector ass hairline, bro.
Teddy ran towards his bike, calling other bikers to join
Yeah,
in.
they teed the fuck up.
Sean's
Hey,
car turned onto the road,
let's go.
and we drove off into the night. I don't think Sean realized that we were being followed.
Oh my
There was
god,
no
that's actually
way he would have
huge.
driven so slowly had he
Yeah,
known.
oh my god.
There was no way he would
That subtle little wave actually helped him, bro.
have pulled off into a dark lay-by. There was no way he would have climbed into the back seat with me, but he did. In the dead of night, this creep who kidnapped me tried to... Well, I don't need to spell it out for you.
Did he actually try to? Wait, no way.
You can use your imagination. Sean's body was heavy against him.
Yo!
Mine. And just as I thought all hope was lost, I heard the sound of motorcycles.
Oh my god. Yo, imagine actually hearing that shit and be like, oh my god, I'm fucking saved. Like the sound of fucking, like the...
The lay-by lit up. with
He's fucked.
headlamps.
Oh, he's
The car
fucked.
door was thrown open, and
Oh,
I
they about to tee up. Oh, he's fucked.
pulled Sean
Ooh,
out
he's
of the back
fucked.
of the car.
Oh, he's fucked.
I didn't see what happened next, but the sounds of boots and cracking ribs.
They teed the fuck. They're like, oh, you first. Bro, they beat that shit out of that guy. Bro, nah, they teed the fuck up. They're like, you bum ass fucking predator. Nah, I know they pulled him out. Bro, the way they pulled him out of the car, I know they slammed him on the ground, kicked his fucking face in, stomped his ribs, beat that shit out of him on the ground. The full fucking flurry on that man. Oh! Man, I was like, hey, I know what the fuck happened, but all I heard was fucking bones cracking. Like, bro, nah, tee up, bro. They teed,
See
bro.
what happened next.
They teed up.
But the sounds of boots and cracking ribs
They
will
teed
stay
up.
with me forever.
They teed up.
I rode back to the bar on the back of Teddy's Harley.
Holy shit, bro. Teddy's a fucking G, bro. And the Christmas outfit too? Nah, he got fucking, bro, he got beat the fuck out with fucking drip, bro. Oh, I think they actually just left. They actually just left and they're like,
When we arrived, my dad was crying.
yeah, fucking, imagine being the fucking,
Sight I never want to see again.
yeah, I think that's probably like the first time probably saw his dad cry for real. Because he really could have lost his son right there, bro. I get it, man. Like, imagine being a father, you know. 6 years is a long time too. This guy was a little toddler, and hearing that some fucking predator was gonna kidnap him and, you know, do probably sexual stuff.
He hugged me so tightly.
Yeah.
I thought he would never let me go.
Bro.
The police arrived soon after I got back. Statements were taken, but there was no search party or big manhunt for Sean.
Yeah.
The police found him in a broken heap by his car in the lay-by.
He was still passed the fuck out of, bro. I know he got beat, so I know it's like he was like I know he can form any fucking words, bro. Like, I don't know how many people jumped him, but they did the fuck up, bro. They were like, you fucking bro. Hey, I'm just glad he got what he fucking deserved.
I asked my dad recently,
finding some happy-go-lucky ass ending,
how Teddy didn't go to prison for assaulting my kidnapper. Turns out the policeman falsified the statements to say that I was the one who kicked and fought my attacker off me.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, he asked how Teddy didn't go to jail.
Turns out the policeman falsified the statements to say that I was the one who kicked and fought my attacker off me.
The policeman what? Corrupt that city, bro. Corrupt that city.
There's no way a 6-year-old could have fought that hard, but no one questioned it.
What the
No one was going to send Teddy to prison for saving a little kid.
Exactly, bro. Like, I feel like in that situation, like, yeah, fuck with that shit. But like, fuck, falsifying stuff though, like, fuck. But I don't feel like even then, like, even if it wasn't like falsified, I don't think he should go to prison anyway. Like, he was gonna fucking whatever.
From a
Teddy a G, bro.
Sean, which was a fake name, only served 2 years in prison for what he did.
Only 2, bro.
I never saw him again, but if I did, I'd be sure to call Teddy and his friends to finish what they started.
Like, imagine just being locked in like that. Like, your father's friends are like this close to you. Like, they even buy you gifts. They actually fucking stuck up for you, bro. That was it though. Okay, True Chris's Horror Stories animated. Yo, big shout out to MJV Animations. That shit was actually fucking nice. My favorite one was probably this one or the first one. I hope you enjoyed this video though, since it was actually a Christmas sort of oriented video and reactions too. But if you made this far into the video and want to level up your support, make sure to become a member today. The link is in the description below, and also there should be like an icon next to my name as well as check out the video editing course and the Discord and my socials in the description below. But without further ado, make sure to strike that like button, subscribe today if you haven't, and have a Merry Christmas. But as always, please stay hydrated, folks, because it's cold.